wherever you find them.
What?
Yeah, they did it last year. The testing class was evening of film. So the last year you've been averaging.
How does that work? I'm so confused.
I apologize.
Like your semester average? Was it because your final? Might have been your finals. I'm gonna get to that.
I think that's passed.
So it could have averaged that down because it is 20% of your overall semester grade.
That'd be why.
That would, I would say they can't just decide to change
It
it.
was like a low C, and it went down to like a high D.
That would do it, yeah.
Pretty unfortunate.
I'm sorry about that. I mean,
It was still.
That is
still,
true.
yeah, still here.
that is true. Maybe this year we can really make that C stick.
Let's hope.
Maybe. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and get started with our last 3 examples, and then you'll have the rest of class to continue working on that completing the square homework. Aren't we excited? No. Lie to me, okay? Fake it.
All the time.
I'm exhausted too, I get that. Okay, so the example we are starting with is p squared minus 11p minus 6 equals 6. Hannah, what do I do? Add the 6 over, which gives me 12. Briar, what do I check for next?
There's nothing in front of the P.
P squared, right?
Yes.
Okay, there's nothing in front of my p squared, so I do not have to divide anything out, which means I can jump directly to completing the square. So how do I find that C term, Brandon? Bailey?
By the
By,
2.
and then do what?
Weird.
Yes. So what's 11 divided by 2? Nothing pretty. So we're going to leave it as 11 over 2. And then when we square it, it becomes 121 over 4.
Yes.
So that is the value I'm going to be adding on both sides of my equal sign. So now I have p squared minus 11p plus 121 over 4
Fractions are fine.
equals 12 plus 121 over 4. Grant, what do I do next? Can I add it together the way it is right now? A fraction with what denominator? Okay, how do I make 12 into something over 4? Multiply it by 4. What does 12 become when I multiply it by 4? 48. So I have 48 over 4 plus 121 over 4, which gives me 169 over 4. So that's going to be the right-hand side. What do I do on my left-hand side, Ebony? Somebody help her out. What do we do?
Divide the negative 11 by 2.
So we factor it,
Yeah, factor.
right?
We factor what goes into 121 and 11.
Yes. And we get half of whatever our middle term was, which was 11 over 2. So I get p minus 11 over 2 squared equals 169 over 4. Camden, what do I do next? Square root both sides. Square and a square root cancel each other out, and I get p minus 11 over 2 equals plus or minus. I need to decide, can I reduce 169 over 4?
Yeah.
What do I know about both of those numbers?
Squares.
They're both perfect squares. What's the square root of 169?
13.
And what's the square root of 4?
2.
So it's positive negative 13 over 2.
Add over the
So then I add over the 11 over 2. split it into the two problems and I solve it out. So 11 plus 13 is 24. 24 divided by 2 is 12. 11 minus 13 is negative 2. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. So I get 12 and negative 1 as my solutions. Questions, concerns, or issues with that one? Anybody super duper confuzzled anywhere with that?
No, I just completely forgot they were supposed to. You're supposed to combine those when they're the same.
So let's go ahead and I'll do one more and then I'll let you guys do your homework. How's that sound? Okay. Because you guys did really well with that one. So I have 8n squared plus 6n minus 1 equals 4. Eli, what do I do first?
Add the 1 over.
Okay. Which leaves me with 8n squared plus 6n equals 5. Cole, what do I do next?
You have to make sure there's nothing in front of the n squared.
Is there?
Yeah.
What do I do with it?
You have to subtract that a to the other side, right? I'm not for sure.
Not subtraction, try something else.
Divide everything by
We divide everything by 8.
I don't want to do that.
We have to do the opposite of the operation that's already there. And since that's 8 times n squared, opposite of multiplication is division. Which leaves me with n squared plus 6 over 8 reduces to 3 over 4, which makes it a little bit easier to work with. And then equals 5 over 8. Now I can complete the square by filling in my c term. How do I find that c term, Brandon Pfeiffer?
Normally, you don't want to put it in.
What's the same as dividing by 2? Multiplying by
1/2.
1/2. So we can just take 3 over 4 and multiply it by 1/2 and then square our answer. So when I do that, I get 3 over 8 because we multiply straight across. 3 times 1 is 3, 4 times 2 is 8. And I square that, which leaves me with what? 9 over 64. So then I add 9 over 64 to both sides. Can I put that right-hand side together the way it is right now?
No.
No. I need to have a common denominator of 64. The 9 over 64 will not reduce, which means I need to bring the 5/8 to a 64. What do I need to multiply by?
8.
8 on the top and the bottom. When I do that, I get 40 over 64 plus 9 over 64 equals 49 over 64. I go ahead and I rewrite what I have. I have n squared plus 3/4 n plus 9 over 64 equals 49 over 64. I need to factor this left-hand side. What's it going to factor into?
Over something.
It's going to factor into 1/2 of
Is it
what
three-
this term
it-
is.
It would be n plus 3 over 8.
3 over 8,
Eight
because
squared.
1/2 times 3/4 is 3/8. It's the same value I got here before I squared it. So I have n plus 3/8 squared equals, and I have the 49 over the 64. What do I do now?
Square root.
Square root both sides. N plus 3 over 8 equals, what does that right-hand side turn into? Just 7/8? Plus or minus 7/8, because the square root of 49 is 7, and the square root of 64 is 8. And then we subtract the 3/8 over. I get n equals negative 3/8 plus or minus 7/8. And I split it up into the two problems. Negative 3 plus 7 is 4. 4 divided by 8 is 1/2. Negative 3 minus 7 is negative 10. Negative 10 over 8 reduces to negative 5 over 4. So you have 1/2 and -5/4.
-3 minus 7, 10 divide 8. Yeah, that makes sense.
Another way to get to this value, because I know some of you are so confused, it's the square root of that. So square root of 9 is 3, square root of 8 is 60, square root of 64 is 8. So you can think about it as half of this term or the square root of that term. Okay, homework's on Canvas. Please work on it and ask me questions as you have them.